Hi everyone, and welcome to the 7th episode of Buenas Noticias in Easy English. This is the channel where I share positive news, noticias positivas, from the world to help Spanish speakers improve your English listening skills, comprehension, comprensión, and vocabulary. Okay, let's get started. So, today, March 24th, I have a small problem, un problema pequeño. I'll explain. This channel is called Buenas Noticias in Easy English, and the channel's tagline, slogan, lema, coletilla, is Happy News from Around the World, Historias Felices de Todo el Mundo. And guess what? 4 days ago, on March 20th, I completely missed doing a video on the official International Day of Happiness. I was busy and distracted working on my video about the spring equinox, which was also on March 20th. Here's the link to that video, by the way, or here. Anyway, the one day of the year dedicated to happiness, and I didn't even notice it until yesterday. But when I realized my oversight, descuido, oversight, I immediately started to work on this video about the International Day of Happiness. By the way, please watch to the end of this video for a personal surprise from me about why today is my personal International Day of Happiness. Okay, the official International Day of Happiness was created by the United Nations, Naciones Unidas, United Nations, in 2012. It was to remind people around the world that happiness and well-being, bienestar, well-being, are also important in life. Not just money, not just working, not just being productive or busy, ocupado. There's more to life. So the idea to have an International Day of Happiness came from a small country, un país pequeño, called Bhutan. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Bhutan. Bhutan is located in Asia, in the mountains between India and China. It's about half the size of Panama, and that's pretty small. I know because I lived in Panama for 25 years, and Panama's very small, so I can imagine how small Bhutan is. But what makes Bhutan different is not just its small size. It's also the way it thinks about success, éxito, success. Economically speaking, hablando económicamente, most countries around the world measure success, mida éxito, with something called a gross domestic product, Producto Interno Bruto, or in English we abbreviate it with GDP. GDP measures, mida, how much a country produces, how much money, cuánto dinero, how much goods, how many goods, cuántos bienes, how much economic activity, actividad económica. But Bhutan asked a different question. They asked, is money enough? ¿Es dinero suficiente? So they decided as a country to not just focus on GDP. They created something else called GNH, Gross National Happiness. Felicidad Nacional Bruta. Bhutan wanted to know, are our people healthy? Saludable? Do they feel safe? ¿Se sienten seguros? Do they have time for family? Is our environment protected? Environment, ambiente. In other words, Bhutan wanted to measure not just how people live, but how people feel. So in 2011, Bhutan formally brought its philosophy, philosophia, to the United Nations. By the way, I just want to explain here that we pronounce a certain series of words that end in O-U-G-H-T, like the word brought. We pronounce it brought. There are other words that rhyme. Bought, thought, sought. And then we have other words that end in A-U-G-H-T, and they have the same pronunciation. Words like taught and caught. If you have questions about that and you'd like to discuss it more, please feel free to leave me a comment and I'll see if I can help you out there. Anyway, Bhutan propuso, that happiness and well-being, bienestar, should be global development goals, desarrollo globales. And Bhutan didn't just talk the talk about happiness, it actually brought an idea to the United Nations. And guess what? The whole world agreed. Not one country in the United Nations opposed the idea. And in 2012, the United Nations officially declared March 20th as the International Day of Happiness. Now, do you remember in the other video that I made on March 20th about the spring equinox, equinoccio de primavera? Do you remember me saying that on that day, day and night are almost equal? Well, maybe it's no coincidence, casualidad, coincidence, that these two special days, the International Day of Happiness and the spring equinox, usually share the same date of March 20th. That's because it's a day of balance. The Day of Happiness is about having balance in life, balance in work, balance in your well-being, balance in your health, balance in your habits, costumbres. I also would like to add here that even though I forgot it, a lot of people around the world didn't forget to celebrate the International Day of Happiness. And usually that's celebrated when in schools. Schools will have times to discuss kindness, bondad, amabilidad, kindness. Some communities organize small events, and many people just realize it's a happy day, and they think about what makes them happy, and they share with other people. I think we can all agree that even though March 20th is the International Day of Happiness, happiness doesn't always have to arrive on that specific day. It doesn't necessarily wait for March 20th, even if you happen to remember it. So let me ask you, I know I missed it, but did any of you remember March 20th was the International Day of Happiness? And if you did you acknowledge it? Reconocer, acknowledge, in any way? Tell me in the comments section. Okay, we're almost done with the video, but there's one more thing I'd like to share with you. Today, March 24th, is actually a super happy day for me. Why? It's my birthday! And I am so happy to have spent a few minutes with you today to celebrate it. Thank you for being here. Remember, you don't need a special day to find something good in the world. And if you enjoyed the video and you learned any new words or phrases, frases, please let me know in the comments. Check out the quizzes and the flashcards in the description. And please, it's my birthday. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. And I'll see you in the next episode of Buenas Noticias in Easy English. Bye!